Good day, great students. Today we're working on Word 365 2019 Capstone, the Level 3 Writing and Research paper. Click on the Start file to download the file. Open up the file. Click on Enable Editing at the top. Step 3 says review the document from the beginning and make the following changes. Accept the deletion of antisocial personality disorder. I'm going to go to the reviewing pane. So in order to do that, click on the Review tab, go to Reviewing pane, click on the drop-down arrow, select Reviewing pane vertical. Got the Reviewing pane. We're going to accept the first deletion. So in order to do that, click on the Accept button. And accept the insertion of ASPD. So we're going to click on Accept. We're going to accept the insertion of the S. We're going to reject the deletion of the ampersand. And reject the insertion of the word and. We're going to turn off track changes. It says there aren't any comments or track changes in your document. Click OK. Close the revision window. And then turn off track changes. Be sure that you have turned off track changes. If the track changes remain in the document, your file will not grade correctly. Step 4 says place the cursor at the beginning of the document and type antisocial personality disorder, ASPD, and press enter. Four B says type introduction and press enter. Step 5 says apply the retrospect theme to the document. So in order to apply themes, we go to the Design tab. To the very left, we see Themes. We're going to scroll down until we see the one that says Retrospect. Select it. Apply the basic simple style set to the document. To apply a style set, we go to the right of Themes. And we're looking for the one that says Basic Simple. So click it. Step 7 says select the antisocial personality disorder, ASPD, on the first line of the document and apply the title style to the text. So to apply styles to text, we click on the Home tab. In the Styles group, you'll see it says Title. Select Title. Step 8 says select the introduction on the second line of the document and apply the Heading 1 style to the text. So go to the text styles and click on Heading 1. Apply Heading 1 style to each of the main headings in the document. Psychopathy and sociopathy. We're going to scroll down until we get to that. Change that to Heading 1. Scroll down until we get to subtypes. I'm going to change that to Heading 1. Differences. Etiology. Scroll down to gender gap. Hypothetical conceptualization. And conclusion. Step 10, apply the Heading 2 style to the following subheading. Psychodynamic, cognitive behavioral, biological theories. Step 11, in the fourth paragraph of the document, so we're going to scroll up until we get to the fourth paragraph, 1, 2, 3, 4. Underline the text 3 other criteria. So I'm going to highlight 3 other criteria. And we're going to select underline. Number 12 says navigate to the subtypes section. That's here. Of the document, you will be applying bold formatting to each of the subtypes listed. Be sure not to bold the dash following each word. In order to make sure I can see this properly, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger and so that you can see it as well. Select covetous at the beginning of the second paragraph under subtypes and bold the word. Select nomadic at the beginning of the third paragraph and apply bold formatting. Apply bold formatting to malevolent at the beginning of the fourth paragraph. Apply bold formatting to risk-taking at the beginning of the 5th paragraph. Apply bold formatting to reputation defending at the beginning of the 6th paragraph. Number 13 says navigate to the beginning of the document. In order to do that more quickly, I'm going to hit Control Home on the keyboard, and it takes me to the top of the document, and select the title. The title, Antisocial Personality Disorder, ASPD. I'm going to change the font to calibrate. It's going to go to the font section. Click the drop-down arrow, select calibrate, and the font size to 26. So I'm going to decrease the font size from 28 down to 26. I'm going to center align the title of the document. Go to the paragraph section, click on the center button. I'm going to press Control A on my keyboard to select the entire document. Change the line space in the document to 1.15 spacing. Go to the paragraph section, click on the drop-down arrow, select 1.15. Step 16 says use the find command to highlight all instances of APD in the document. So I'm going to click on the find button, and I'm going to look for APD, and it highlights all of the instances of APD in the document. Step 17 says use the replace command to replace all instances of APD. So I'm going to click on replace, and it already has APD in the find what section. Click where it says replace with and change that to ASPD. You will have 4 replacements when you are done. So click on replace all, and it says we have made 4 replacements in your selection. Do you want to search the rest of the document? We're going to say no because it did it all. Click close. Go ahead and close the navigation window to the left by clicking the X. Step 18 says open the autocorrect dialog and create a new entry that will replace APD with ASPD when the incorrect acronym is typed. So in order to do that, we want to first unselect all of our text and go to the File, Options. So go down to Proofing, select Autocorrect Options. We want to type in APD, and we want to replace it with ASPD. Click on Add, select OK, and then click OK to close the Word Options dialog box. Step 19 says navigate to the first paragraph in the document, which is Antisocial Personality Disorder. In the first sentence, type a space followed by APD. So you're going to put in a space and type in APD, and you can see that it changed it to ASPD. Number 20 says, in the introduction section, select the 3 paragraphs below the text in order to qualify for the diagnoses. 3 other criteria must be met. So we're going to select this paragraph. The individual must be, there must also be proof, and the antisocial behavior must. So select those 3, and we're going to go to the paragraph section. We're going to go to the numbering list. We're going to select the one that has the parentheses behind the numbers. Number 21 says navigate to the subtypes section of the document. So we're going to scroll down until we get to subtypes. We're going to select the 5 paragraphs listing the subtypes. Apply open circle bullet format style to the text. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to click on the drop down arrow by the bullets and select the open bullet style. Number 22 says find the word mostly in the first paragraph of the document. Use the thesaurus to replace the word with frequently. So I'm going to click on find. I'm going to type in mostly, and it found it in the beginning of the first paragraph. I'm going to right click on the word mostly, select synonyms, and choose frequently. Step 23 says find the word difficult in the first paragraph under the etiology section. So I'm going to type in difficult. And that found it under differences. I'm going to keep scrolling until I get to the one for etiology. I'm going to right click. I'm going to change the synonym to problematic. Number 24 says place the cursor in the blank line above the etiology heading. Insert a table with 3 rows and 3 columns. To insert a table, we go to the Insert tab, go to Tables, click on the Insert Table options, and I have the option of doing it this way, so I choose I'm going to do a 3 by 3. In the first box, you're going to type in antisocial. In the second box, you're going to type in narcissistic. The third box, you're going to type in histrionic. Shortage of remorse. Shortage of empathy. Exhibits quickly shifting and narrow expression of emotion. Dishonest. Exploits others. We're going to leave the last box blank. We're going to filter the table styles gallery to show quick styles with header row only. In order to do that, Table 2's Design tab. We're going to uncheck first column. We're going to uncheck banded rows. We're going to apply the grid Table 1 light accent 4 quick style. In order to do that, we click on the More button. We go down to the grid. So we're looking for grid Table 1 light accent 4. Select it. Navigate to the cognitive behavioral section of the document. So we're going to scroll until we get to the cognitive behavioral section. Select the second paragraph under cognitive behavioral. So we're going to select this paragraph here. We're going to cut the paragraph. Right click, select cut. We're going to place the cursor at the beginning of the first paragraph in the section. We're going to press enter and paste the cut paragraph. So I'm going to click right above it in the empty space, right click and select paste. If necessary, delete any extra blank lines in the cognitive behavioral section. So I'm going to delete this blank line. Step 28 says place the cursor at the beginning of the first paragraph in biological theory. Insert the icon of the brain in a head. So I'm going to go to the Insert tab. I'm going to insert an icon, so it's in the Illustrations group. And it says it is the second option in the medical category. So over to the left, I'm going to look for medical. And it says second one. So I'm going to click this one and click Insert. Apply the colored fill accent 6, no outline quick style to the icon. So make sure that you have your icon selected. I'm going to click on the More button. And I'm looking for colored fill. Accent 6. No outline. Going to select it. Add the alt text, illustration of brain in a head. I'm going to select alt text here. Going to type illustration of a brain in head. A head. Change the icon so the width and height are 1.5. So I'm going to increase the height and width. Change the layout options for the icon to use the square wrapping option. So I'm going to click on the layout options and select square. Step 33 says move the icon so it appears to the right of the first paragraph under biological theories. Make sure your cursor has a move cursor, which is the 4-way arrow. So I'm going to click, drag. I'm going to drag it over, and the directions say use the alignment guides to ensure the top of the icon aligns with the top of the first paragraph. So this is what your alignment guide should look like. One to the top and one to the right. Step 34 says display the info page in Backstage view. So I'm going to click on the File tab and add Antisocial Personality Disorder as the title of the document. I'm going to click on Title. Insert a header using the blank 3 lines. Once I have my title in, I'm going to click on the back arrow. And since they want me to insert a header, click on the Insert tab. Go to the header and footer group. Click on Foot Header. And we're going to use blank 3 columns. Click the first type here placeholder on the left and insert the document title, document property. So I'm going to click here. It says document info. I'm looking for the document title. Delete the middle type here placeholder. So I'm going to click it and hit delete on my keyboard. Step 36 in the header, delete the type here placeholder at the right margin. So I'm going to click it and hit delete. And add an automatic date stamp in its place using the 2-date month, 2-digit day, and 4-digit year format. Be sure the date will automatically update. To do that, I'm going to go and click on date and time. I'm going to select the one at the top. Make sure update automatically is checked and click OK. Step 37 says add a page number to the bottom of the page using the plain number 3 format. So I'm going to go and switch. Click on Go to Footer. And going to insert a page number. Bottom of page, plain number 3. Change the document so that the header text and page number do not appear on the first page, but still appear on all other pages. To do that, you want to go to the options and select different first page. 39 says navigate to the beginning of the document. Now we want to close the header and footer. And we're going to hit Control Home on our keyboard. It takes us to the beginning of the document. Place the cursor at the end of the title after ASPD. Insert a table of contents using the automatic table 1 format. To insert a table of contents, you go to the References tab. Click on Table of Contents, and we're going to scroll down until we get to Automatic Table 1. Turn on paragraph marks. So click on the Home tab. Go to the Paragraph section. Click on Paragraph Show Hide. And delete the extra blank line with the title format style. This is the extra blank line they're referring to, so hit delete. Turn off paragraph marks. So go back up and turn it off. 41 says place the cursor at the end of the 3rd sentence in the 2nd paragraph under the psychodynamic heading. So we'll look for the psychodynamic heading. Scroll down. And we're looking for the 2nd paragraph. And after the words is in treatment voluntarily, which is here. Insert a footnote that reads, place the cursor at the end of the 3rd sentence in the 2nd paragraph under psychodynamic after the words. So I'm going to put the cursor right behind the period. We're going to insert a footnote. So insert a footnote, you go to References, click on Insert Footnote, and we're going to type persons getting therapy by the order of the court system have little incentive to change. .42 says now you will be adding citations. So go ahead and click enter. Now you'll be adding citations to the research paper. First, you will insert a citation to a source that has already been entered. Navigate to the 2nd paragraph of the gender gap section. I'm going to scroll up. So first paragraph, second paragraph of the gender gap section. Place the cursor before the period at the end of the last sentence in the paragraph. So placing our cursor, close these windows to get a little bit more space here in the paragraph and press the space bar one time. So we're going to put it before the period. We're going to go to Insert Citations, and we're looking for Dugan. 43 says, now you will create and insert a source yourself. 43 says, now you will create and insert a source yourself. Navigate to the psychodynamic section. So this is psychodynamic section here. Place the cursor before the period at the end of the first sentence in this second paragraph. So this is here, right after largely ineffective. Press the space bar one time. And we're going to click on Manage Sources. We're going to create our first source. So select New, where it says Type of Source. It's a journal article. The author is M. Gibson. The title is New Therapies. Treatment of psychopathy. The journal name is Sociological Journal. The year is 2019. And the pages are 325 through 338. Go ahead and click OK. And then click Close. Click on Insert Citation and choose the one we just did. We're going to change the reference style for the document to use APA style. So where it says Citations and Bibliography, Style, click on the drop-down arrow and select APA. 45 says, navigate to the end of the document and place the cursor at the end of the last paragraph. So we're going to go to the very right, click the scroll bar and go all the way to the bottom. Place the cursor at the end of the last paragraph and insert a page break. So click on Insert and select Page Break. Add a bibliography using the references style. So we're going to go References. We're going to click on Bibliography, and we're going to select the references style. 47 says, now you will check the document for spelling and grammar errors. So navigate to the beginning of the document. Go to the right and click my scroll bar. Go all the way up. And start the spelling and grammar check. So I'm going to go to the Review tab. Select Spelling and Grammar. Important, the following instructions are based on the default word option settings for proofing. So, if a spelling or grammar error is flagged in your version of Microsoft Word and is not listed, then ignore once to move to the next error. So this is what we're required to do. Ignore the grammar error found on the word disregard. So we're going to click on Ignore Once. Change the misspelling of behavioral to behavioral. So we're going to say yes. Ignore the clarity and conciseness suggestion on the phrase in order to. Change the misspelling of disorder to disorder. So click yes on disorder. Ignore the grammar error on this individual feels. Ignore the grammar error on the phrase this individual acts. Accept the grammar suggestion of changing risk-taking to risk-taking. Change the misspelling anatomy to anatomy. Change the misspelling disparity to disparity. Change the phrase due to the fact that to because. The research paper needs to be a minimum of 2,500 words. Use word count dialog to confirm the paper meets this requirement. Go ahead and click OK for the spelling and grammar complete. We want to check the word count, so we click on word count. We have 2,820 words. Go ahead and click close. We're going to click on save. We're going to submit. So click on upload my file. Choose the correct file. Select open. Say yes, submit the file. Any questions? Don't hesitate to give me a call.